I'm telling you guys now, I'm jumping on Whitebeard's ship as well. the kind of crazy stuff they're getting up to right now is, oh my god.
Would you take the beam?
I would.
Would you take the beam?
Welcome back to Kansaki Corner. It's your boy Vim,
Yo.
boy Rooks,
Yo.
and I'm Serge. And we're here to bring you our latest review of One Piece chapter 964, Oden's Adventure. But before we go ahead, remember to
smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, guys. Leave a comment down below, share the video. The more you share, the more we grow. But we need to get straight into it.
Well, there's a lot to go through. Okay, we can all agree this front page is getting a bit long now with all these jams and kissing. Someone's going to beat them up. We'll get on it. I'm not giving it enough significance, personally.
I don't know what kind of relevance it really has, to be honest, at the moment. So
it feels like it's been dragging.
Yeah, fair.
So, this chapter, Oden's Adventure, we got it. It was fast. But the foreshadowing and the theories that Oda's going to start from this, and we're just going to outline them. Power scaling of how strong these people are, like Whitebeard, Oden, eventually Roger and all that stuff. Void Century, Lady Toki, she's 800, she's jumped from 800 years ago. We're going to get into that today. The way Oden got to join the ship is very, very, very significant. Whitebeard remembering what it's like to be on a crew full of conquerors. That compares to something else we've heard very, very recently as well.
Definitely.
There's a lot to go through.
Definitely.
So let's take it from the top. What are you thinking, man?
I liked that Whitebeard declined him. Off the bat, he said, I can't have you on my ship. And then, what was funny, and this was a good comedic point to it, when, what's his name?
Izo.
No, not
Kinemon.
Kinemon and Whitebeard. It's a crime. It's a crime. You can't lead. Don't worry.
Oden like, no, you don't have to tell him that.
Don't snitch. Shh. But that in itself shows you that they're at a stage where they're just enjoying time. They're enjoying their life. They're having a good time. But Oden is hell bent on getting the hell out and exploring the world. He wants to see what's out there.
Oden kind of, the way in the last few chapters that I see that Oda has likened Oden to Luffy, a bit like Zoro, but more like Luffy in terms of his like adventurous personality.
Yeah.
And I believe with what Whitebeard was saying, he gave us, quick flashback. He's obviously got some issues regarding his time with the Rocks Pirates. But he said, I was a part of a crew full of conquerors, man. People like that, we can't get along. But ultimately, it's not even that we can't get along. I don't think he's scared enough.
There's too much leadership issues because it's an ego thing. Because everyone wants to be the leader. He said, on strength alone, Oden will be more than welcome. But I can't have someone as wild as him coming into my family.
Endangering them. That was the word he used. And I think it's more just like, not that he'd be a bad guy, but if he, for example, said, guys, we're going to step back and not fight these people. Can you control Oden not to? And there was one when he tells him, why did you chop that ship in half? Do you understand? Like, Oden wants to get busy. Another bit I'd like to add, there was some great subtle power scaling. When they do get to the part where there's a whole little montage of all the little journeys they go on, and they go to very special places that we'll get into more. But there was a part when I believe it looks like they were in Elbaf. Yeah. Because there was a giant, and looked like it was a strong giant. He told Oden, like, everyone stay back. And Oden was one of the people that stayed back. And I think that's just a subtle way of letting you know, although Oden is probably Yonko level, he's a little bit weaker than Whitebeard. It would make sense. What's
good as well is the way Oden's done it is Oden's narrating. Yeah. Because this is his story.
Yeah. His perspective.
His perspective. He's writing his whole diary. He's jotting things down. And he's enjoying the fact that he's learning about the differences in power. So this is what I love about the Oden character we're getting. He's not a hell-bent on, I'm the strongest, I'm the toughest.
It's adventure.
Yeah. The world's bigger than me. Yeah. And he likes that.
It's kind of like Luffy's philosophy. The king ain't the one who has the most power. The king's the one that has the most freedom. Do you understand? That's what true, if you want to call it true power is to have freedom. True. And his whole philosophy is that's what he wanted to bring to his country ultimately by the end of his journey.
Open the doors, let everyone in, do whatever they want.
Everyone can do what they want. Exactly. Yeah. So we do get other things. So we can say that at that point, it seems that Marco the Phoenix didn't have his devil fruit because when Oden was doing his test and holding onto the ship, salute to Oden.
Nah, salute.
Like, soldier, on, 3 days. He did it almost, and he tells Marco, pull up the other guy to pull up Izo. Yeah. So he wouldn't have told him to pull him up if he could fly. Yeah. He said, go fly, pick him up. So that's what I kind of noticed from that.
Mako right now is still the rookie on the ship. He's still the scrub boy.
He's what Shanks is right now.
Shanks and Buggy, and that's exactly it. So that's
he's that level.
Well, yeah. They mentioned he was an apprentice though, no?
Yeah, he's an apprentice. That's exactly it. And he's still wet behind the ears. He's still trying to figure out what and he's listening to the orders. He's doing it. But funny thing is, Marco, he's because he's so young. He's not mature, so he's all like, yeah, guys, come on, let's cheer him on, let's have some fun with him. They're like, what do you mean cheer him on? And it's like, he's a part of the crew, ain't he?
He's a calm kid though. Yeah. That's one thing I'll say, and it kind of goes with his perspective when he gets older as well. Very, very calm. We see how Nekomamushi and Inuarashi stowed away as well. Yeah. So we see how they end up, because they go with the Roger Pirates as well.
That's it. So they follow Oden through.
Oden through and through. Lovely little touch with their dialogue between Ino and Neko with Marco the Phoenix, and Marco tells them, what do you mean 5 islands, man? Even if you guess that there was 10,000, like, you would be wrong. Like, the world is vast, and you can see their face light up because they wanted to go on a journey as well. Exactly. It's quite similar. How did Oden pass the test to get onto Whitebeard's crew? Because ultimately Whitebeard thought he was a problem. Oden, he got to the last 10 minutes of his 3-day test, and he released the chain because he had a woman in trouble who happened to be Lady Toki. Amatsuki Toki. Amatsuki translates something to heaven moon. I think I checked on the internet earlier today, and that's important because I think there's going to be more significance with the moon and the crescent that we've seen as a symbol in Wano. She's carrying it on her dress, even though it's a Wano-esque dress. It's going to pertain something obviously to the Void Century because she's come from 800 years ago. I think we got a lot that's going to be uncovered in the next few chapters.
Definitely a lot of explaining to do.
And it kind of supports that Oda is speeding up the story now.
Yes.
The pace is moving so fast, but he's getting it right.
And he's giving the explanations needed for the uncovered truths so everyone can have their taste of why and when and how things have transpired in the way they have.
I was saying to the man, I didn't like the whole time travel notion, but now when we see where she's from, it's really giving it a purpose, like to the point where I really do accept it now. It's actually making me think, where does Emu relate to 800 years ago? You understand? So was there someone else that could travel in the future? So it is very, very, very impressive stuff that's going on right now. Definitely. And ultimately Whitebeard says to him, you sacrificed your personal ambition for the sake of someone in need. And
he threw a jab.
He threw a jab.
You're a little soft, don't you? But he took him.
That's what he liked.
He liked it.
That's the thing. Whitebeard himself has a soft spot.
He does.
Well, he's one of them. And the best thing was when he just goes, this was beautiful. When he looked at me, he goes, brother, we're going to take you on the wildest adventure ever. Now, him acknowledging him as a brother is very much similar to the manner in which Roger called Rayleigh. He would always call him like partner. It was always like an equal. And we got that last week when they clashed that, they're on similar levels. We can go into where we think they are in terms of power scaling. And off the bat, I'm going to tell you now, I will say I think Oden is Yonko level. But distinctly, like I said earlier, I think he's a little bit weaker than Whitebeard. But there's not much in it, and that's the same way I kind of felt like probably in their primes was between Roger and Rayleigh. There is that level of respect, and I think that ultimately is what's going to happen between Luffy and Zoro. We can argue all day. I've seen theory videos. I'm a fan myself, but I think it's close. If it's not close now, by the end of the story, it has to be close, because how else will you conquer the Grand Line? Unless you have people of such a high level to have a common, kind of interest. So that was very, very, very interesting. And I love when Oden hit him back. Really, Whitey-chan? Who else could talk to Whitebeard like that? Even though it's with love.
And it goes back to what you were saying earlier about Luffy and how the similarities. Luffy always gives a nickname to individuals, and so you can see it. And we're going to give you a similarity with Oden and Zoro. Oden chopping the ship in half. No consideration of what's going to happen with the ship. No remorse. I just chop what I see, and that's again the parallels that we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go on a limb, and Brooklyn corrected me earlier, but where I think this is going to pertain to the Void Century is Luffy can hear the voice of all things. Roger, when you can hear the voice of all things, it seems like Momonosuke can. I will not be surprised if where Lady Toki's come from, she's come from the kingdom of D. She's a descendant, and I think we're going to find out that she's a D, which would make sense because that's what would give Momonosuke the ability. However, apparently, Oden had the ability too. So is there a relation between the Kozukis and the D? Is that why Wano isolated themselves from the rest of the world because they didn't want to have nothing to do with the people that brought about the destruction of the Kingdom of D. But there's so many kind of theories that we can just break down and discuss and kind of think about in terms of the Void Century, because that's really kind of been left out, and it's really coming, and now we're expecting it to come out.
And we need to have a lot of things that are unexplained explained in a way where it makes sense, because that timeline is kind of shaky, because we can't really skip and go forward and back. We need to be able to understand from the beginning how it transpired for that kingdom to be so flourished, and then how it revolted with the individuals that revolted it, i.e. the kingdoms that came together around them, minus the Wano kingdom, because the Wano kingdom excluded themselves completely. Given that fact, Wano kingdom monitored and documented everything in poneglyphs. So they actually reviewed everything that was going around in the world. So they weren't oblivious to what was going on.
Well, just the fact, the connection between the Kazukis, the poneglyphs, Wano, and perhaps the Kingdom of D, because this could bring about more information about Joy Boy. And I think we're at a point in the story where it needs to come out.
Yeah. He needs to give us a bit more now.
I mean, the last time we got something on him was in Fishman Island, right? That's the one time that we had so much on the Voice Entry at one time.
Yeah.
It would be cool if he was some kind of relation to Lady Toki. That would make a lot of sense at this point. But it's just awesome stuff now. One of my favorite panels, which got me very hyped, was the end of the chapter. When we see... I thought it was Ace with a mustache.
Jeez.
But no, it was Gold Roger. At this point, I think that's on purpose. Now, in most translations, it said Gold Roger. I think people, obviously he knows he's a D, and probably his crew know he's a D, but the world doesn't know he's a D just yet. I think there's importance in why Oda didn't put that there.
Because when he said that though, if you go back to where Chopper's Island is, when he's having a conversation,
he's having one with Whitebeard as well.
He's having a conversation with Whitebeard.
He says, guess what they call me? They call me Gold Roger. My name's not Gold Roger.
It's Gold D Roger. And then Whitebeard says, hold on, D. I've got someone in my crew named D. And even Chopper's doctor / mom, Kareha, she said it. Is this what they're calling him these days? I don't know why they called him that. He's a Gold D. But again, they didn't know that. And it makes more sense for him to be there. You're right. I like that.
What's gonna make sense? So, because Whitebeard is such a cool guy, and we know that Oden got to the level of first commander, it brings questions to why he would leave the Whitebeard pirates for the Roger pirates. And what I see happening is we learn about the Void Century from Lady Toki, who will be a Lady D Toki, and she's gonna get the D from Oden. We know that at least twice. And I think there's gonna be some kind of let me start again. Next time on the next chapter, by the end of the chapter, we're gonna see a clash between Gold Roger and Whitebeard. It's going to be Gold Roger, Whitebeard, Rayleigh and Oden, 100%.
Jeez.
When they come to meet, And somewhere in that exchange, whether they end up drinking, partying, going their separate ways, he's going to realize, right, this guy's a D, and he's going to have a common goal with Lady Toki. It's going to be of that kind of importance. I think maybe along Goldie Roger's journey, he learned something from Lady Toki that made him go to Laftel.
And the common thing that they're going to have with Lady Toki is Roger wants to go Wano. So a samurai escaped from that isolated country. I want to meet him. Roger wants to go Wano.
It doesn't say he wants to go Wano. It says he wants to meet him.
But it feels like that's what his ambition is towards that direction, because he wants to explore everything that's not explored.
I say that, but the only reason I'm going to just throw a little U-turn, just playing devil's advocate, when we saw the flashback when he was leaving Roger's ship, Roger didn't go with him. He offered to go with him, but he didn't. Now, that's not to say that he didn't go during it, but it doesn't know. I'll tell you what, no, I don't think he does go to Wano, because think about it. Roger offered to go help him. He said, no, this is my battle. He hadn't been back to Wano. Because remember, he went, and when he came back and stayed. So, no, I don't think Roger went to Wano. That's the whole point. But I think Lady Toki is the important factor, because they're going to learn something about 800 years ago from her to connect the dots, which probably is the key as to why they got to Laftel instead of everyone else.
Makes sense.
And I think, obviously, either because he loves Toki, he went with them, or because there was like a common mission, he went with them. But fully expect the clash. Rayleigh versus Oden, Whitebeard versus Gold Roger, and it would be cool if we see that scar, Gold Roger give Whitebeard that scar.
Mad. Shout out to Shanks and Buggy.
Oh, yeah,
still growing. They're
on the hype, man.
They're on the hype.
We're making all this noise and they're writing about these guys. They're about 9 years old at this point.
They're looking.
No, they are. Like, mathematics. Like, man, they're 9 years old at this time.
Hey.
Trust me, today, this chapter got me hyped.
He done his work. He done his work. Jesus.
So, boys, man, guys, let us know what you thought about this chapter in the comment section down below. What theories, what did you guys come up with? Let's have this, chop it up.
Definitely.
If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Please do.
Leave a like button. Leave a like. And don't forget to share the video. The more you share, the more we grow.
But from Conqueror's Haki Corner, it is that time.
Peace out.